Hey everybody, it's your girl Cherie. So, I just decided that I didn't really care. I was just gonna get on here and wing it. Kind of seems to go better sometimes, I think, when you just wing stuff, you know? And, it's so gorgeous out today. Like, God bless America. Land of the free, home of the brave, kicking ass. Anyways, welcome. I appreciate you guys. I really am thankful for the immense amount of support I have received. If you're on here when I'm live, you will hear dogs barking, alarm systems possibly going off. That's normal. Okay, so that's called security. That's called investing in your peace, investing in your therapy, investing in best friends, investing in, oh, there's another word for it. What is it today? It's like getting stocks, buying stocks. That's how I see having my security team. So, we don't F around and find out here. Yeah, we like to keep it like low-key cool and the vibe like chill. So if the dogs pop off, we just kind of go, we're working with it because we love them. But I do want to thank everybody because, man, my story has gotten shared to some people in Pennsylvania. It's blown my mind this week. Y'all are blowing my mind. I ain't going to lie. My fans, y'all are freaking awesome, dude. Y'all are like something freaking else. And I'm sorry, too. I get a lot of messages this week about people saying like how sad and hurt they are because they saw my stuff and they know my family and it makes them feel some sort of way. And I get that. I would understand that. I respect that because it is hard sometimes to look the truth in the eyes. I've been posting now for probably 15 years straight. And I used to post, well, I still do, on YouTube, really important stories because it was kind of like a storage unit I was using, like, for free storage. God, I paid for, like, 10 gigs, man. And, it's a lot. So I was like, you know what? Let me find another way around this. So, I hear y'all. And I see you people that message me your videos, your pictures, your emails, your tears, your pain. I see it. And I get it. I really do. It's one of the reasons I continue to speak out about it. Because it's just not a normal life. I think there's very few people in America that run around and have a family like mine. Like the Kennedys, probably. Something like the Kennedys. Always in the news. Some kind of crazy, insane things going on. And, I'd like to ask my one brother if he would like to come on here and gamble with me. See, like, like poker tables, and, I've been to a couple casinos in my life, mostly in Missouri when I had a girlfriend. I would go to a casino. I ran an agency where the elderly like to go to the casino, so I would take them, but I very seldom participated because I'm an idiot, and I don't know anything about it, and then I'm thinking, like, I'm just giving my money to this machine. What the hell? Why would I do that? Like, I could go spend this somewhere else and for sure guaranteed to get it. Like, this is no guarantee. But my one brother's really good at it. And I appreciate y'all noticing his wins that he did at his casino. So I was just thinking, hey, bro, you want to come on here and, like, show me how to throw down so I can win at casinos like you did? Like, y'all, he struck it twice. Same casino in 90 days. Man, if you can throw down like that and do some stuff like go to Grok and you go to like, what is those sites y'all look at? AI stuff. You know, where you ask it like, hey, what's up with this? You know, I mean, I looked it up, asked her, I was like, hey, Grok, man, I put the article in, I'm like, look at this. How awesome is this? Like, my brother hit the jackpot twice in a casino. Same one, 90 days. Like, how many of y'all doing that? I ain't doing it. Like, hello, dude. Hook us up with the secrets, man. Like, you've got some, like, serious gifted fingers there. Them numbers, whatever that stuff is, all that stuff y'all do on the blue in the card. Like, he needs to come on here and he needs to tell us how to do it. Like, that's some brilliant stuff right there. But when I asked Grok, I think it was Grok or somewhere, and they were just basically saying, like, that's impossible. I was like, Not to my brothers. It's not impossible, y'all. That's pretty Gucci. Anyways, I was thinking about that. I don't know how I got off on that. But, because the emails that come into me about people with stuff, and I'm, you know, like, hey, yeah, I saw your brother, man. He's at the casino all the freaking time. And I'm like, shut up. I am so excited for y'all. Y'all having fun? I hope you're enjoying it. Like, hope that casino treats you good. That's pretty Gucci, though. But anyways, when everybody's been like the messages this last week, a lot of it's just been sad sometimes to hear what people have to say and how they feel pain and by what's happened in my family. And I'm just like, you know, I'm really sorry, y'all. Like, I didn't really expect it to turn out like this. Like, this was not the plan. And then I was like, today I decided I was going to do something real stupid. And this is like where sometimes in my life, if you know me really good, I'll just try, like, even if something's messed up, right? Let's say it's blowed up mess. I'm just going to go back in and try one more time. Like, I don't know. It's just the way I am. And so, you just kind of like randomly send like a funny text joke to somebody in your family. And the next thing you know, they just come back and slap you with some... It's like, dude, man, bro, get on the right road. I told my brother, one of them, I said, man, dude, you got to get your head out of the clouds, man. This is nuts. This isn't normal. This isn't, we need to have a better legacy than this. Like, dude, this is not good. And see, when my brothers are upset about me on social media, they kind of forget, bless their hearts, they forget, I didn't start this. I was in the newspaper. I was walking into prisons when I was, 12? Y'all, Evansburg prison. Y'all ever been there? I was like probably 12 years old. It was a big, if you Google it, you can look at it. It's called Evansburg prison. And I was terrified too. Because you gotta remember, I'm an idiot on a mountain that has no education, no brains, no TV, no radio, no car, like nothing, nobody around, and you're living in hell. That's not the hell part. Don't get it confused. That wasn't the hell part. Not having TV was one of the best things. Like, don't get it twisted. So, I'm talking about all the other stuff that I'm not trying to get into, right? So, you have no imagination besides the imagination that you got. And my imagination was the Bible, the King James Version. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen that book called Martyr's Mirror. Yeah, they used to read that to us when we were kids. You should go look it up. It's real big. It's like this it's bigger than that I can show. Like, way back. It's real thick. It's got some really like interesting art inside of it too. If you look at it, if you're a Christian, if you're Baptist, you should read the book Martyr's Mirror. But that was our good night stories growing up. Like, when we were ready to go to bed, if there was any time good in the family that happened, that was what they considered the good times. It was like we would sit down and our father, Ron McCrae, he would read the book Martyr's Mirror and show us the pictures before we went to bed. You should go look at it. It's interesting. It'll teach you to have, like, I will say this, it taught me how to survive. They didn't realize when they were reading that book to me, gosh darn it, they just missed the boat on this one. Between that and Jesus, you know what they did to Jesus? You know how they, like, beat him and whipped him and all that kind of stuff, and they stuck thorns in his head, and then they nailed him to a cross, right? You think, oh my God, like, think of all that physical pain and you know, all the stuff shoved on your head, and, like, so I'm 12 and 15, 13, I already know that kind of level of torture and pain. So it's like I kind of relate to those people. So when my parents are reading Martyr's Mirror to me, because they're in there talking about off Christians back in, like, I don't know, maybe 1700s, don't hold me to it. But, and then they have these, like, artists that, I guess that maybe, if I get it right, don't hold me to it, but I think Christians will know this. I think you've read the book. I mean the big one. It has like these artistic photos in it. And I thought growing up that somebody was there that day that drew that picture. Like whether they're, you know, or whatever. They're like sketching that stuff down and like, because they're all dying for God. Like they're laying their necks on the line for God. To me, that was like the most abnormal. Like, I thought that, and I still do, don't get this twisted, I will die for God. There's no and if buts about it. And I'm very proud of that, by the way. And I am also very proud to be a woman that doesn't go to a church, but I will lay my life down for Jesus Christ. Because when I grew up, when you read books like Martyr's Mirror, and you see that your whole entire life, and you're around all this, these pamphlets and these books, and they all talk about everything's bad, right? It's all like, you're going to go to hell, and then they sketch out little hell pictures, and then they say you're other words like, you know, they don't like gay people, they don't like Catholics, they don't like different races, they don't like, oh God, electricity's sin, wearing short clothes is a sin, having tattoos is a sin, not getting married, that's a sin, and if you have a daughter, well, you're just one weak man. That was really taught. Like, if you had a man and a husband and you had a daughter, that meant you were a weak man. Genius, folks. We know they're not. But fast forward. When you're growing up with that's all you know, right? And then one day your mom picks you up, puts you in a car, and drives you to the Evansburg prison. Because your dad is locked up in there because he's out here screaming at everybody in the streets telling them we're all going to hell. And to be frankly honest, if they hadn't done what they did to me, what they were saying on that street corner is exactly what needs to be said. Boom. Don't care if you like it. You can get off. You can hate me. Drag me. Oh, Cherie, how could you say somebody's going to go to hell? Well, you know, look around in America, like, hey, you know, see my eyes? Like, because y'all all living for damn hell, and y'all need to get some morals and have some decency and learn to love and be good people, because good God, we're America, and we're Christians, and we're supposed to just do that shit. That should just be like second nature. It was for me. I don't know about y'all, but for me it was, because I'm just this kid growing up, and that's all I'm being told. Like, you have a Bible, King James Version, and you have to read it every day and memorize chapters and chapters and chapters. And by the way, no regrets on that either. Take it from me. I lived in a torture camp. I can tell you, if you have a Bible in your children's home, and you have them memorize a verse every day in the Bible, it will do immense, amazing thing for your children. I promise you. Like, I can look at the good and the bad. Trust me, I've lived it. I am the walking epitome of what it's like to live with radical Baptist, you could take, it's like putting like a Democrat and a Republican together, right? And they can't seem to get it together and figure out a compromise. Well, guess what? I've been on both sides. Like, I know what it's like to live in I know what it's like to be weaponized by the Bible, but I also know what it's like to love the Bible and appreciate the Bible and respect the Bible, because it is a beautiful book with so many amazing stories. And also, it has amazing reminders on how to be a good person. 10 Commandments, duh. You know, like that used to be like common sense to me. But when we went to that Evansburg prison, y'all, I'll never forget it. It's weird how you remember stuff. So my dad got locked up because he's on the street corner. He's preaching, telling people they're going to hell. And you know, that kind of stuff I don't agree with. But you get it. Like, telling people to be a good Christian it's not a bad situation. You don't have to accept it. But I personally highly recommend it, okay? That's just me. I don't give reviews very often, but if I do, you know I'm going to be like blatantly honest. And having the Bible in your home with your children every day is definitely something that is needed in America, and it would be a great perk. So I have no regrets about that kind of stuff. So don't get that messed up. But what was sad is that when your daughter's going to prison to look at her dad through a wire cage, it was this huge, it was like 20, 30 feet high, of like this dog cage. You know how you have like a dog chain link fence? It was like that. And then they had all these hundreds of them, y'all, hundreds of prisoners that would come down. They had these real, like there were several stories, and it was like real cold steel kind of place, and the doors you would hear clank, 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 and they were really loud, and there was all these people around me, and I was terrified because I wasn't used to people being around, like especially these kind of people. And there was like different races there, and that was a huge shocker because I was not, you know, I was taught like, you don't, you know, one of those things. So they were actually just raising me to love Mexicans. Damn it, they really slipped on that one, didn't they? But anyway, so fast forward, I go into that prison, and we're waiting in line, and all these people. I came off a freaking mountain. I don't know anything going on. It's just terrifying. All I know is there's murderers. There's like, that's what I've been told, right? There's like murderers in there. There's like kidnappers. And here my father is in prison because he got arrested for preaching on the street. And my mom is dragging us in there. And we're sitting through this dog cage. And when you're just a little girl, everything looks even bigger. Does that make sense? It just looks like a scarier place than probably what it was. But I mean, check out my people in Pennsylvania. Y'all know. A lot of y'all know what Evansburg prison is. I know. I'm Gucci with you. I ride with you all. But if you went back there and, like, let's see, I would have probably been like 10, 12 years old. I was born in 78. So there you go. 88, give or take. It's in Evansburg prison. That's exactly how it was in visitation. I remember I used to have accidents there because I would be so scared to TT on myself. Because I was that scared. Because I looked like some little Amish kid that came off a mountain, and bloody hell, I'm terrified for my life because I know if I flinch wrong, well, there goes off with your head, Cherie, you know. And so you're just walking on pins and needles, and it was so loud. It was terrifying. It was scary. I'll never forget that. But yeah, he went to prison for a while because the police there didn't like his mouth. But he could have gone about it a different way, right? It would have been better. But whatever, each to their own, okay? Well, when you're a kid growing up like this, and you look back on that kind of stuff, you just think, man. And by the way, it was in the newspapers. Back then, they didn't have all this, like, you know, phone stuff going on. So I just remember we weren't allowed to read the newspapers, but my mother would grab them, or Cheryl, Ron, whatever, people would grab them, and they would bring them. And then we could see the articles in the paper about, like, look at this wacko, you know, down here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. This street preacher down here screaming at everybody, telling them to go to hell, or they're going to hell. And I'm just this little girl sitting over there, and I'm just so broken. I don't know nothing. I have no voice. All I'm doing is just rehearsing everything I need to say that fits what they want me to say. And that's the sad part about Christianity. A lot of y'all missed the boat on this. You pastors that follow me, you should really listen to me about this. Y'all can make churches and the way y'all do things just really messed up and terrifying. Y'all don't ever try to sometimes like think outside the box for a minute. Like, I know we all believe in the Bible, but y'all need to get it together and understand that if you want a church full, you need to like really recognize what people have been through and where they come. And your words, if you want people to respect you and you want them to look up to you in the pulpit, then you need to really live like that behind closed doors. And don't be a fake fraud human being. That's ridiculous. I don't even hear that mess. That's ridiculous. I read the Bible back and front to back. You can even ask my parents, they'll tell you. Ron will. He'll tell you. My daughter, she can take on any pastor and preacher at the Bible. Because that's all I did in that closet was read that Bible back to forth. Back, forth. I mean, all those words y'all don't want to read, like Gazuba made Jabuza, and Jabuza had Bethia, and Bethia had Dubaya, and whatever, all through that kind of stuff. Like, that was something that was always, it was just drilled into my life. And I have zero regrets for that, too. But we could have gone about it better because it was so fear-based. It was always so fear-based. And you need to understand, like, I already believed in God so much by 10 years old, I would die. Like, I would put my neck on a chopping block in the middle of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and let somebody me off because that's how much I believed in God. And I still do. So, pastors need to have some accountability out here and say maybe like, hey, I'm looking at this wrong, or I'm doing this wrong. And if you want people to come into your churches, be authentic, be realistic, and understand that you definitely don't know everything. Duh. You don't know everything. And even if you think you do, trust me, there's always something you can learn more. But this world that we live in of complete hypocrisy and people being two-faced behind closed doors that stand in pulpits burns my butt. And I think I have every right to speak on it because, hence, I'm like the poster child for inside radical Christian, faith-based religion. That's me. Like, sorry, I didn't even design it that way. Nobody even gave me an option. Nobody even allowed me to vote on it, okay? So take it up with Jesus. Call him up. Boom, bam, Jesus, what's up? I really hate the way Cherie was raised and turned out. Well, get over it. That's the way it went. That's my plan. Bye. That's what God's going to tell you. If you believe the Bible, like I believe it. But I really believe it. Like, I believe that, if you, like Charlie Kirk, you have to be ready to lay your life down for God, or you're not a freaking Christian at all. So, you really, as you get older, you should be a better human. You should treat people better. You should understand that you're wrong sometimes. I'm wrong. You know how many times I've had to get on here, especially in the last 3 years, and be like, oh, God, bless America, I so messed that up. I'm like, nope, changed my mind, because I've learned to look up to people, too. And when you look up to people, you find out that you actually don't know everything you think you do. And I see that a big downfall in churches is that they have this one way, like, and they wonder why SA, trafficking, all that is going on in churches. Well, what do you want me to tell you? I'm telling you now. Y'all need to be more worried about things like that. Churches need to get security in place. They need to do like a sex offender registry, a checkout list when you join. Like, hello, sweet Jesus, I don't care what you make, but I'm going to find out if you're a pervert. It has saved the churches a lot of headache, by the way. But with that being said, when I think about the way I grew up, just stuff like that happened, and then there was something today that made me think about this, and I thought I was really riled up. But y'all know I'm getting off my ADHD medicine, So my thinking is slowed down a lot, and I'm kind of really chill with that. I'm actually okay with that. So I sent a joke to my one brother because I thought it was going to be funny. Like, dude, bro, like, you ought to go get some PTSD help. And I was making, because that's what I got, and that's what helped me. And, if your siblings are mad at you, or they don't like you, or they're ticked off, or whatever, unless your family's like there shouldn't be really any big reasons why you can't get over stuff. It's just really a stupid, y'all don't have any good reasons. Unless it's that, work it out. So I just keep trying like an idiot. I know. Please don't message me and say I'm stupid. I already know. I know. Durr. So I sent this funny message. I was like, dude, gotta get some like PTSD help, because I know that's what I had to do. And growing up like we did, like our parents would dump my brothers on the side of the road in like 6 feet of snow. They're like, I don't know, don't hold me to the ages, but they're like real young, like maybe like 8 and 12. And then your parents drive off and leave you on the side of the road in the snow. And it's like, what, 25 degrees out? Yeah, you're a little shit scared little freaking kid. You can't imagine. Okay? My brothers, they've lived that. I mean, we all have, but I'm saying they've lived that. So when I try to keep trying with them, and I know people get upset about that and say that to me too, like, why do you even keep trying? What is wrong with you, Cherie? Why would you ever try? He's such an asshole. Yeah, I know he's an asshole, duh. Like, he had to be one to survive, duh. But I just don't want to quit trying. And I don't know why. I say sometimes I'm going to quit, but then I don't. But because they're my brothers, I just want them to see, like, dude, this is, like, whacked, man. Y'all, like, out of freaking control. And y'all really just, like, totally doing this completely wrong. Like, nobody gives a damn about the damn hooker shit, man. Dude, let's move on. Let's, like, have some more fun. Let's, like, I know you got in trouble, so did I. Look what I did. I got a charge, like, assault. No, I did not touch you. I pull it. Go ahead, pull it. I'm very vocal. I don't hide. I ain't got time. But if I had PTSD treatment, I wouldn't be cursing someday. That was my part. I was cursing, and I needed to chill the hell out. And that's what I needed. I needed some PTSD help. But I got it. And so I just thought, man, I'll tell my brother and share that with him, because I thought that would be Gucci. I can tell him, like, dude, you'd be surprised what you don't know. That could just, like, really make your day better. Like, I don't mean anything about our family and what's in the news. Blah. I'm talking about just, like, like, I don't know. Help you calm down. Help you, like, not panic. Maybe you don't even know you panic. We all, what's wrong with just a little bit of education? So I thought it was funny when I sent it. It didn't go funny. I was like, so I called my other brother. I was like, no, I didn't call him. Sorry. I texted my other brother. I was like, dude, you just need to, like, who talks to their sister like that? What is freaking wrong with you? Like, no. Oh, hell no. I'm your sister. You're going to respond like that to me? Are you ridiculous? His response just blew my mind. I was just like, this is why I got to get Botox. You know what, Enoch? You need to be paying for my Botox, dude. Because you're doing this stuff to me right here. It's Enoch's fault. Mm-hmm. But, man, I was so disappointed. Because it's Sunday. He goes to church. I think he's a pastor, allegedly. Or he does some, like, deacon stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he's got the normal cute family stuff going down. I'm trying to be like, not just bring up, well, hey, our family sucks, Like, I was trying to be positive. It did not go positive. And so, I was like, shit, for Sherlock. Jesus, what am I doing? Why am I trying this mess? Well, you know what I thought about? So I want you to visualize something. Better yet, when I get off of here, because, you know, I'm not genius at this. I'm genius at some things. Don't get it twisted. I'll have that thing tagged in where this happened, right? Man, see, I done hit myself in the Botox. Enoch, Botox. There's like, donate to the Botox fund for your sister. Yeah, he's got a Gucci family. Okay, shut up. Don't even feel bad. He's Gucci. He's got a Gucci wife. He's got Gucci kids. He's got a Gucci business. He's got Gucci parents. He just can't figure that out yet. You know, bless his heart. So, I'm going to get off track on this. But back up. When he responded, to me, I just thought, I need to remind him of something. So I'm going to tell this, since I thumped my head. Hey, I watched model. I used to model, right? They used to tell us different things. Now I know why, because we get these wrinkles. So anybody sees Enoch, do me a favor. Go up to him and be like, hey, dude, your sister's not fugly, okay? And she's in Texas, right, bro? She's like, she's hot. I don't look hot right now, okay? We know that. Nobody needs to even mention it. Okay, I've had like 3 or 4 days of a lot of stuff going on. Even really awesome stuff too that I haven't gotten to you guys on, but there's a reason to this. So I've had a lot of heart like here lately thinking about my family, and I'm going to tell y'all later on in the week. I will come back live this week, and I'm going to speak about a few good things, okay? But before we get to that, I just thought I would. Sometimes when I get on here, like, what do I want to say or what do I want to talk about? Because everybody's always like, hey, can you tell us, like, how you lived, how you grew up? Like, I always joke around with people, like, I was in a horse and buggy wreck when they talk about what kind of wreck they've been in. And I'm like, dude, I got you beat. Clock that. Sorry, somebody called. I've literally been in a horse and buggy wreck. Like, how many people can say that crap? So, my brother, he's one of my baby brother. Because when I was growing up, he was so adorable. He had all this freaking awesome hair, y'all. He was just cutie patootie. Not that the other ones weren't cute, so don't say I'm discriminating against them, because I'm not. Okay, I'm not. I'm just being about one brother. But he was the cutest little bug you've ever seen in your life. And he had all this hair. And I've never seen babies very much growing up, so I just thought he ruled the world. I was like, yeah, buddy, look at him. He's a cutie patootie. So I really wanted him to have a good childhood. So one day, they were getting ready to get rid of me, right? So, this is going to suck, but I'm going to get through this. Fuck. Sorry, I'm trying not to do this. That little shithead brother of mine, you know, when he messaged me today, first thing I thought was like, damn. And so I told my other brother, I said, you know, you just saw. And I told him why, because I don't know if he knew about it or not. I don't know if I ever told him this story. I wasn't sure. I think it's kind of like gone around the block. I'm sure it's been said before, because, you know, it's like Cherie's McCrae's like national news in my family every day. And so, and I'm not even around. Duh, how that works, I don't know. You know, make that math is not mathing. But, I'd already survived all that hell I've talked about. And Ron and my parents are trying to get rid of me. Like, they're like, it's like you hear it, like when you're upstairs locked in the closet, you hear downstairs what they're saying. They're like, hey, we gotta get rid of her, we don't know what to do with her, and they're just talking about where they're gonna leave me. And it was just really stressful, because I'm up there going, oh my Lord, please pick somewhere where, you know, it's anything's gonna be better than this, so it's gonna be Gucci, right? I didn't know what the word Gucci was then, but I'm just in my mind thinking, even if they leave me on the side of the road, it's gonna be better than being here. So, my dad, Ron, y'all know who my dad is. You know, he's got a book published and everything, you know. When you see him, you can say, hey, like, shout out, dude, you got a bougie daughter. There's this mountain, and it's real steep. Like, in Pennsylvania, like, you got big cliffs. Like, you go over that, you better hope you have an ambulance at the end. And you're probably not even going to be conscious to know there's an ambulance. So, you know, good luck. You know, it's kind of one of them things. And it's gorgeous. It is beautiful. But there's this road right by Gilbert Hollow Road. When you go across the street. If anybody knows where Gilbert Hollow Road is, it's like, there was like this little dairy store at the top. Like, let's say like 5 miles away. It might have been 7. I'll ping the address in. And we used to go to that store. And then there's this town named Jerome, and they had this mailbox there, like post office box. And I thought it was P.O. Box 1A. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure. But we would go to the P.O. Box. I didn't know why. This is just what we did. And we would get mail at the P.O. Box. Why we didn't have a mailbox at the house, I have absolutely no clue. Probably paranoia. Well, when you're in the newspaper all the time, like peeing off everybody, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to have a mailbox, but whatever. So we got to go up to the store. And this is the week they're deciding what they're going to do with me. Because the Lord knows she's like 16. But the mind of like a 3-year-old. All she does is love and worship God. She'll die for God. I don't think people really know. Unless they're like in the military or something. When you're ready to lay your life down for something. Like, really? Lay your life down for something. It'll change you. You should probably go through it. It might help you. So, hold on, I dropped my glasses. And I knew if I did this, I didn't want my eyes to get all red and puffy from crying. Because I don't want to cry about it. So I try to make fun of it. Sorry. I try to make fun of it in a way so I don't cry about it. So today, I know it's a long story, but I promise it'll work out. That week when they're getting rid of me, my father puts me in a truck. And it's like, you know, in the trucks, it has like this whole seat that goes across the front of it. It was like kind of like that. Or it was a truck. No, it was that kind of a truck. But they also had another truck at one time that had like 2 seats, like a Jeep, and there was a thing in the middle. But anyways, this one had a seat going across. Like a Ford F-150, something like that. But I don't think it was Ford. I don't freaking know. Whatever, it was a truck. And we're going up there, and all the way up to this store and to the mailbox, he's talking to me about how I'm going to hell, and I need to get right with God, and that they would love me if I got right with God. They would want me if I got right with God. If I wouldn't be a whore. Full of the devil, evil. And you know what, just so you know, I only knew what those words meant from Bible terminology, right? And like that book, Martyr's Mirror, hence the reason I'm coming back around to this. So in my mind, when somebody said to me at that moment, you know, you're full of the devil, all I could visualize was the devil that's in the Bible somehow jumped inside of me, but I don't really know how he got there. I don't think he's there, but they're saying he's there, and I'm just this little girl with the dress down to her ankles, and she's been beat to a pulp. Like, I'm broken. I'm at my most broken. Like, it's over. I was getting to a point, I think I was starting to give up, right? So, but I am stoked in my head, which is not like normal stoke now. Back then, I'm just sitting there pleasantly in this truck like this, and he's just the whole time preaching at me all the way there. And I'm just thinking to myself the whole time, because I'm living in this fear that if I say one word wrong, physical pain is coming for you. And it's a pain that is not a spanking. It's a pain that you're going to be fighting to live, to breathe. And I will never forget this. And one day, I don't know if you guys are Christians out here, but I believe from the Bible that you're going to die and go to heaven if you're a Christian, like Charlie Kirk. And when you get up to heaven, like God's going to play in front of the world what you did in your lifetime. And I really hope that's actually kind of what it goes like, similar. I haven't been to heaven yet, but just in my mind growing up, this is how it's going to roll out, right? It's going to be like a freaking TV in heaven, and Jesus is just going to show everybody exactly what happened. That was probably one of the second or third biggest things I held on to, was that I knew God would play back everything that happened to me, and the whole world would see what I did. Because I'm going to tell you something, blank people, I was an amazing young daughter. I was a really special little girl. And I had a heart that was bigger than anything around me that was evil. And I didn't even know it. Because I just thought I was worthless and that there was something wrong with me, but I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't cuss, I didn't scream, I didn't yell. I didn't go off on my parents. You can ask my parents that. I never yelled at them. I didn't do anything. I literally just this. And, whatever they tell you to do, you do. And you just stay very silent and quiet. And you try your best to never say one wrong thing. Because the repercussions are so high for you. And they're really high for me because I'm the only girl. And when your daddy grows up all with you growing up your whole life, and he looks at you and says every day or whenever he feels like it, like kiki haha, oh my God, you had 4 or 5 boys or whatever, you had 3 boys because they had them so many ages separate. He would and he had 1 daughter, and he would just say, yeah, that was too much, or glad I didn't have any more of those, and wish I didn't have one of those. And it's a little girl. I just thought being alive was the worst thing ever. Being a girl was just a death sentence. But then you're willing to die for it because you've been brainwashed to believe it. And through it all, somehow, I just had this really big heart. So we're driving back to this mountain after we'd gone to this dairy store, and he's preaching at me. And if you look at this road, it's real steep. And it kind of curves around real deep. Like real deep. And then there's this like small wires. Back then it was like these little cable wires that went down the side of this mountain. And it's big. Again, I'll have my team pen it in. I just want you to go look over the cliff, right? I'd like you to see it. So we're almost back to the house. Like we're not very far at this point because we're going down that hill and about to curve. And finally my father looks at me. He looks over at me and he goes, just tell me, what do you want me to do as a parent? That was the first time my father in all those 16 years ever stopped to ask me anything. And I was scared. And I remember saying, no, nothing. He's like, no, I want you to tell me, Cherie, what is it that you want your mom and dad to stop doing? Or what would you want us to do different? And I was like, no, nothing. I don't say anything. So here I am, scared. And he does it one more time. He stops. He puts the truck. There's nobody on the road. He puts the truck in park. It has one of those stick shifts. He puts it in park. And he looks over at me. And he takes his seatbelt off. No, he didn't wear a seatbelt. I remember very well how this went. So he didn't wear a seatbelt. So I'm sitting next. So he puts the car in park. He just leans back and he goes, This is the last time I'm going to ask you. I want you to tell me, what do you want your parents to do for you? What do you want from us? And I remember today, like that moment when I got that text from my brother, I remembered this very moment. And I said, I want you to stop abusing my brothers, my baby brothers. I want you to stop hitting them. I didn't say hitting, I said beating. Because I remember when I said it, I was so calm, y'all. It was eerie. Because it's kind of like you just know you're getting ready to die. This is it. Because you're saying something that is so like everybody around, Daniel Gowan, Rick Chatterwick, Gilbert Davis, police officers, state troopers, cops, all these people, all the stuff, FBI involved, the government involved, CPS involved, preachers from all over the United States involved, Africa involved, all this crap in my whole entire life. The one thing you never did is ever talk back, tell anybody what you really thought, right? You never would ever concede to telling them that they are doing what is considered abuse. And my little ass sat there, and that was all I gave a fuck about. That's what, like that. And I was so calm when I said it. I said, I just want you to please stop beating my little brothers. That's my canine. Because I just thought they were adorable. You know what, Enoch? I want you to look at me, dude. Because I know you're going to watch this video. And I know it's like it like messes your brain up. Like you lose like balance. Because it's hard for you to recognize that you had a sister sitting in a truck on the side of a mountain that had more guts than any of my siblings to stand up for me. And that man that day got so mad. And but before we go further, when he asked me in that when he was going through those 3 times, in there, I said, I don't want to upset you. Right before I say what I'm going to say, I said, I don't want you to get mad at me. And he said, I promise, I will not. I'm like, no. And I was sitting here like just pinching my fingers off, trying to, like, I was so terrified. And the truck's in the middle of the road still. We're still sitting here. And there's not a lot of people that go down that mountain. So if you ever go down it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It runs straight into Gilbert Hollow Road. And so he made that promise. So, by the way, I thought to myself, was like, wow, he's never done that. So hopefully I'm in the clear. Like, I'm going to be in the clear. But I didn't say to him, I don't want you to hit him. I made it clear that I didn't want him abusing them. Like, he was beating them. That was I used the word beating. It's weird how you remember things like that. Because the next moment, he gets out. He flies out of that truck. He pulls that truck open. And I just remember him saying that I was getting ready to go over the cliff. And y'all, fuck. This is one of the Bishop Baptist preachers of America. Then I know when he's coming around that truck, I know I'm fixing to die. I was terrified, y'all. I was screaming. I was like, I think that's probably the only time I screamed at my father. I was like, please don't, please don't, please don't. I'm sorry, but please don't, please don't. And he came around and he got to the front of the truck, and all of a sudden he was on front of the truck and he was just staring at me, and he was looking. Then he turned and he looked over, like over that cliff, because I knew that cliff, y'all, it's far, man. Like, as far as I knew in my mind, that going over that cliff, I was gonna end my life. None of that bothers me. Like, I would have been proud to die for my little brothers that day. It wouldn't have been a big deal. See, it was normal for me because it was something that resided in my heart. Like, I just knew that I did not want to see little Enoch getting his leg black and blue tore up. I didn't want to see my Kia getting like the hell beat out of him. I mean, we're not talking again, we're not spankings, we're talking about brutality. And I knew they were going to get rid of me that week. So I knew this is like my last shot. I've got to say something. I've got to try to convince these people to please don't hurt my little brothers, because it's like me and Ronnie Jr. knew that if we ever disappeared, they would end up doing it to the three little ones. So we didn't want that. And since Enoch and my kid were so itty bitty, because they were really young, they were separated by like 12 years from us. It was big, somewhere in there. Again, I'm not good at dates, but it was like, okay, now when they came along, it's like, okay, y'all, first we had to protect Steven, because he was our younger, so it was Ronnie Jr. and it was me, and we're like, we're going to take care of, Steven, and make sure he's safe, he gets fed. Like, we would eat less so he could eat more. We were just really dedicated like that. And I think they forgot about all that. And they know what happened, because all of them were like witnessed it. Some were older. They know all the stuff that happened, and they know I'm not lying. They'll tell you that. They know. And I thought to myself today, and when I sat down to write that text, trying to make the funny one, I was thinking to myself, to my brothers, y'all, do you think your sister loved you more than your parents did? Come on, Enoch, look at me. Do you think my actions on that mountain for 16 years, do you think I loved you more than your own parents did? Because, see, when you have a sister that will stand in the middle of you in a board, a belt, or will do everything they can, sneak food, do everything. Like, you'll take an extra beating to cover for them because you don't want them to get hurt. And you have a sister on that in the middle of that road that day. She was like really willing to die for you. Like, she stuck her neck out there just because she was innocent. She was just like your own daughters. Both of them. Hold on. Yeah, two of my brothers two of them have girls. Like, when you look at your little girl, I want you to remember thinking about a little girl in a truck on a mountain. And you know that what you just said, like, please stop beating on my brothers, my baby brothers. That's what I would want from you. I didn't ask for food. I didn't ask, like, hey, can y'all let me out of the freaking closet? That would be nice. Can I have, like, a real toilet? Is that a possibility? Like, can I have, like, some normal clothes? They didn't have iPhones back then, but, can I have anything? Like, anything a kid would want in its life. That moment, that instinct for me at that moment was to bargain for my brothers' lives. And I don't forget that. Like, I just can't forget that kind of stuff. You don't forget. And what Ron did by the way, this is what he did when he got in front of that truck. When he stopped and he was looking over that cliff, I'm in that car, y'all, and I'm bracing myself because I know that other door's fixing to fly open, and I'm not seatbelt in because we didn't believe in seatbelts. So I know there's no way, there's any way to stop anything. Like, I'm 50 pounds, and I'm so, like, broken apart and fragile. Like, there's no way you're gonna fight him, Good God, just get real, Cherie. Like, he's gonna pick me up and pitch me right over the cliff. But he stopped. And he didn't do it, by the way. He turned around, he went back and got in the truck, and he shut the door. And I remember him saying, I want to tell you right now, don't you ever tell me what to do with my sons. That's what he said. And I know it may not be a big deal to y'all. Y'all may not think it's a big deal. You might be like, whatever. But if you went over that mountain, just drive over there. Just put your car in park. Just think about, go over there and look at that cliff. So I think it's really godforsaken, disrespectfully, just messed up. I told it truthfully that my brothers should never talk to me like they ever do. Because you know what? Your parents didn't want to stop beating you. So, duh. I loved you more than they did. Duh. Like, that's kind of freaking obvious. Like, if you have some brains, I mean, go ask some professors. I don't know. I said, talking about PTSD treatment, like, dude, bro, let's go. Like, you can go to those places and they can teach you some amazing things. And, like, we can learn to deal with stuff better. But when you're that girl that stood on that mountain that day and you knew you literally, because I really didn't think you would, you knew the mountain was there because you were always, like, when it was iced on that road, you were really scared when we was kids if they drove there, because we didn't have cars very often, but if we did, or trucks, it was always scary because you could just, like, slide right off, and there's not, like, a real big railing that's going to keep you from going over. But that day when he got out of that, I knew, like, I'm fixing to die. And I think that's pretty profound to know that that's the kind of girl, that's the kind of sister I was. And I think they're ashamed of that. Like, I think they're ashamed that their sister was willing to lay down her life for them. That struggle is something I don't quite relate to. So that's why I told my one brother, I said, you just like, throw his ass up. He sent me back something, said something about the Bible can be your therapy. Let me send you a link. Bro, I know the Bible better than you do. Snap to it, Enoch, Stephen. Stephen knows. Come on, Stephen. Like, you're going to come on here and gamble, show me how to do this shit so I can win some money. Because, I want to see how you can throw down like this. Because, bro, you not only did it once, but you did it twice. So, Enoch can help pay for some Botox, because when you respond to your sister like that, that girl that did, that's just one day of my life. One day of my life. Shame on you, asshole. I don't care. You're a jerk. You either be better or get out of my way. Because every time I try to make things better with people that don't even deserve or have the rights or should even be able to allow to have entrance into my life, I've given you people so many countless times. It's disgusting. And it's just that's how I feel these days. I feel like that. And I'm sorry if you think I'm arrogant, but when you have a sister who'll pitch her bitch ass, get thrown over a freaking mountain to die for your damn ass because I'm over there like, hey, you know what, make sure you don't, like, kill my brothers, like, oh, let me get you out, throw you over the damn mountain, I guess that's why one of my brothers said one time, he's like, well, I just can't comprehend, but I'm paraphrasing. I just can't comprehend the fact that you actually cared about me after I was 4 years old. Dude, I was like, they're going to throw me over a mountain over you. Like, what fantasy world are you living in? Because I remember, and you're living in a delusional, like, I don't know if they're living in, like, some simulated world that is, like, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you should be freaking proud that your sister did that, you asshole. And you're worried about who's around your kids? Guess what? Nobody. Not one person. All my brothers, you listen to this. Every one of y'all, listen. I know y'all watch my stuff. Go ahead. Ron, Cheryl, all of y'all. Y'all all watch my stuff. And when you do, remember what I'm fixing to tell you. All them times I almost died to save you. I'm the safest person you could have around your children, you idiot. You're a fool. Who else is trying to lay their life down for you? Come on here, assholes. You have the platform. Please, I beg you. I give you full freedom to get on this platform. Y'all want to get in public? You want to preach in pulpits? You want to you're in the newspapers? We're all in it. Who cares? I don't care. None of us care. Sometimes we even think it's funny. Literally, get over yourself. But when you think you have the rights to be the person you are today, to completely forget and compromise everything that can make you amazing, you should be so freaking proud to say, you know what, I had a sister, that little shit almost died for my damn ass. Like, anybody's gonna be around my kids, it's her, because that bitch, she throws down. Like, she is down to the ground. Nobody else is trying to die for you. Come on, bring it up. Yeah, like I said, you can come on here all day long. Sell it away to every one of my fans, anybody that follows me. And trust me, it's only going to keep growing, because it only is growing. Because let me tell you why. Because I'm not ever going to, shut up, because I'm only just telling what's going on because you guys refuse to make it any better. Like, dude, did anybody not teach you to talk to your sister right? I don't care. I don't care if I was a maniac. You should be really freaking respectful that, you know, man, that girl, like, freaking... That's my sister, man. She was really, really willing to go that far for me. Before I even knew what abuse was. So screw you if you don't like the way I am. I think I'm Gucci. And I'm excited. And I feel very good about who I am as a human being. And I'm proud to have been that girl on that mountain that literally stood up for her brothers. And her backside would bleed every day. And my skin would fall off. And I'd starve for days. And y'all go to restaurants and y'all would eat. And I wouldn't get to eat there. All that stuff. Like, it made me a really strong person. And I'm not going to be some freaking coward hiding in a corner going, well, it's not a pretty white fence, family. Well, when y'all started in the newspaper and y'all were all doing that stuff, maybe you should blame the people that started it, because I'm ending it. I'm going to be the ender of this one. Unless one of my brothers, and one of them, I have really faith in one of my brothers right now that he's going to step up and he's going to do the right thing. I have confidence in him, and I'm hoping to God that he continues to do the things I've seen him do, because those things are going to come out one day and people are going to be really surprised. Like, there's people that really seriously really want to address what has gone on, but also they're so loving, kind, good people that want to make a difference. Like, they want to change the legacy, and they actually accept, like, yeah, that's my sister's shit. Damn, like, they did some whack crap to her, bro, on that mountain. Like, yes, bro. Like, where do you get off judging me? 1, 2. Where do you also get off having anybody around your kids that ain't top notch like me? I'm like grade A freaking, what do y'all call that? Y'all meet people? Like, I'm like the bomb.com to have around your children. So you're the idiot. You're losing out, not me. And it's sad because your kids deserve to have a good family. And since you want to keep acting like a freaking, I don't know, it shocks the hell out of me. Because I just sit there and think, how entitled are you, you asshole? Do you not know what people did to get you here today? Like, are you that ungrateful? And you don't like because it's public? Well, too bad. Change it. Do something bougie for once in your life. Own it. You guys can't be proud of your sister, because you know why? Because you have to literally look everybody in the eye and say, you know what? We've been real shitty. And we need to get some help. And we're going to do it. And we're going to show it to you that we're going to do it. But y'all ain't doing it. I mean, hooker.com 2 for $30. What in the... Oh, God. What is wrong with these people? Family's priceless. There's no reason not to fix family. You shouldn't divide family. You shouldn't try to be a jerk for no reason. You should be thankful for what you've gotten in life. And I'm really tired of sitting here taking your crap and literally just like grinding down, like, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. No, to hell with you. You treat your mother-in-law like crap. Shame on you. What the hell? That lady raised you, you idiot. Like, I'm just so sorry if I don't know how to sit here and just be like, praise God, you're doing amazing. Let's fake it till we make it. No. I don't know how to fake it. I was too busy trying to live so you wouldn't die. And you live with that every day, and that eats you alive. It should. Because you've never gone out of your way to show up and be better. That's not my fault, bro. That's just not. Get over it. You know how many people get a hold of me on here every day? Give me a break. You don't have a good excuse if your life depended on it. I have one brother. I think he's got some good excuses. Not excuses, but, you know, realities. There's some things that people go through, you'd be pretty surprised. But I don't think you should disrespect your sister. I don't care if you like me or not. You should like me. I just don't understand. You should. I remember Enoch, we'd get these little baby bottles of food, like these little baby, like peaches and stuff. Here I am starving, right? I don't have no food. And I'm going days, like 3 days, and I'm just like, Lord, please feed me. Please, God, feed me. Like, I appreciate it if you could feed me. Do you know I would never eat his baby food because I didn't want him to go without baby food, even though I was so freaking hungry. Like, I really wanted to eat it, but I felt guilty, like I was going to go to hell. So I was like, don't steal your baby brother's food. And he was like a little chunk. He was a cute baby. He was such a chunky baby. But, yeah, that was kind of conscience I had. Maybe you ought to look up to your sister. I mean, I'm just saying. And you don't like that it's... Oh, sorry, I'm hitting the camera. You don't like it being spoken, and you don't like people knowing about it. Well, my God, just quit it and fix it. It ain't that hard. I mean, I've already lived it. Jesus, dude. Bro, it's really not impossible. Like, seriously. Move on. Be better. Stop being a... What is wrong with people throwing away grandparents and stuff? Are you kidding me? What world are you floating on? Like, dude, get down here to Earth, like freaking Mother Earth. Who made you grand jury and everything else that you get to tell people that they can't be around the kids? Are you shitting me? We're the best things you've ever had in your family. You're nuts. And I don't care. I'm going to keep saying it. Put me in front of a grand jury. I guarantee you I'll prove it all. Come on. I'm happy for it. Lie detector, you name it. Give me a lie detector. Put it, I don't care. I mean, the proof is so obvious because we have so much of it, but that's just not the point. My point is that, you know, you should just be like capitalizing on having a bougie sister. That's what I would be doing. If I was a brother, I'd be like, don't jack with me because my sister, that bitch was going to die for my ass. So, you other women, don't worry, my sister, she's smart. But instead, you decide to be an ass. So, bottom line is this. If you don't do better, and you don't learn, and you don't laugh, and you don't look at yourself in the mirror, and sometimes just question your reality, and if you keep seeing stuff just going completely off the rails, you kind of not like need to like do what I did, like go in somewhere and privately and say, yeah, you know, I got a really screwed up family situation and I need to know how to treat my sister better. I'm sure there's classes out there somewhere. I don't need to go to them because I know how to treat my brothers. Like, it's just like a normal instinct, like when I was going to go over the hill. So, that was my thoughts today. I don't know. I just had a lot happen this week. So many people. Like, I cannot get over the amount of people sharing my videos and writing me going, oh my God, I just found out. I didn't know. Dear Lord, I work for them. I know them. I'm at their house right now. Or I'm around their business right now. Or I'm here, I'm there. And I'm like, oh my Lord. Like, thank you. I appreciate you being so supportive and sharing my video because people really need to know. Y'all need to wake up and start being better. It's not that complex. It's really not. If I can figure it out, you can too. So, and with that being said, on top of that, here's a kicker. I'm going to end with a good note. Lord, please let this not be a false run. So, I'm not being funny, I'm being serious. I have something that is supposed to be mailed to me this week. I've been guaranteed that it's coming. I've been pretty guaranteed that it's coming. And I'm going, if I get it, it'll probably be the first positive video I will ever put out about my parents, my mother. And my mom has done what she said she's done in the last week. It'll be the first time my mom has ever stepped up and done the right thing. So, I'm stoked. I'm excited. Probably don't look like it right now, but I freaking am. I'm like, stalking the door, like the UPS, who's coming, like, when the eyes go real big, because I'm tired. I've been sleeping like crap the last few days. Ugh. I've been having too much fun. So, not like that. Don't get it twisted, okay? Nothing bad. Hold on 1 second. But y'all, if we get this package, hold on. If we get this package, I might even dance naked in the street, but I won't because I don't want to go to jail. And don't even say don't do that. I know I'm hot. Thank you. Okay, hold on. I had my stuff over here and a bug got in it. Oh well, who cares? Texas life. So, listen, y'all. I'm excited. I'm hoping it's going to come. And, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be a very beautifully epic moment of my life. I haven't asked a lot from my family over the years. I have a list that I've kept up with of asking, like, what can I do to make this right? Well, here it is, like simple terms, because we can't change the laws. Like, if the law ever were to step in and prosecute people like Daniel Gowan for putting me in animal feces and stuff like that, shout out Daniel Gowan. Don't worry, boo, we ain't forgot about you. But anyway, so, criminally speaking, I can't help what law is going to do. That's why it's there for. It's there to handle things and show people better ways of living. Okay, like, look what happened to me. Duh. It's like, Cherie, you might want to go to some PTSD. You might have a little bit of an anger problem. So, your mouth is unhinged. So, common sense is like, you go do it. You don't even wait for somebody to tell you. The minute you get arrested, you're like, oh, damn it, man. I played a part in this crap. I gotta go get some help. And with all that being said, I know I'm so ADD. Going through everything I've gone through. I just been very patiently waiting for the right things to happen because I had faith in God, and I had faith that God could like really work some miracles. And I know people sometimes don't think God hears you, but trust me, like, I think I talk his head off. I'm pretty sure he's probably tired of hearing about me talking, but the prayers that I have prayed, and if this box that is being sent to me has what it's supposed to have in it, it'll be something that I have waited for, well, I saw it when I was 16 and a half years old, 17 years old, and I never saw it again, but it was left to me from my grandma. And if that happens, if any of that happens correctly, like it's supposed to, it really will be fascinating to see my mom doing the first and the only thing I've ever seen her do right by me. So, pray that it happens. I've just been told it is. We have the proof that it's on its way. But, I could open the box and it could be, not their favorite, So, I'm excited. I'm really hoping it's coming. And, I won't be disappointed if it doesn't. But I'm hoping and having faith, because I think that God can come in and change so many things, and you as a family can really correct so many problems. It's not that complex. It's just called like getting over your pride and like accepting, you know, like, oh, I screwed up, or I was an ungrateful asshole, or I was just a jerk. There's things you can do to better yourself, and this will be a moment that'll be very telling about my mother, and I hope she did what she said she did. I don't know. I haven't spoken to her about it. I just got it through several hands of knowledge. So I'm praying that that will work out, because that will be the first step of me ever recovering anything that has been personally taken from me, that I didn't get an option that was belonged to me. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about other things too, but we'll get back to that later. Right now, I'm just not going to. But I just thought I'd get on here and wish you all a wonderful Sunday and a new week. And I hope that you are reminded that you can endure the impossible. You really can. And God says in the Bible that He moves mountains, and I really do believe that. That's how I survived there, was because I kept knowing that, like, okay, if I get whacked, it's okay, I'm going to heaven. So at least I'm not going to starve to death there. You know, I'm not going to get my head, you know, my skin isn't going to be black and blue and brown. Oh, you know, all that. So I just want you to know that you can get through anything. You can survive it. There's no excuse for continuing to be an idiot, loser, you get addiction, all that. Like, there's, y'all, we can get out of everything. You can thrive in a world to be something that shines so much bigger than all the stuff around you. I know I'm not very famous or anything like that. I'm never going to be, and I don't care to be. But I just want people to remember, one day they can go back and remember there are people that have literally lived those lived that kind of stuff. And if I can make it out of there, you can bet your butt you can do it. So we just think sometimes we give up too quick in America. We're just real quick to, oh, this is so terrible. I'm getting pulled over for a ticket. I'm going to have a Karen moment. Oh, blow. This, what the hell? No, nobody wants to hear your mess. Like, people walking in and trying to shoot up the presidential stuff. Like, you're a teacher. Dude, you're going to prison forever now. What are you thinking? You're going to be eating the worst food in the world. Like, there's no more Burger King. I don't even eat there, but shout out Burger King. Not sponsored. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I think the world has just never felt an ounce of pain, and they go off and do really dumb things that just don't make no sense. You're just going to have a really horrible life after being in a closet, y'all, for years. Oh, makes you do not want to go to prison. You're like, no. So the world just doesn't feel anything because they've never had their butt whooped, and they just walk around being a bunch of unhinged people. And you need to value yourself a lot more. If you find that you're one of those people that want to be like that White House dude the other day, and you're a teacher, you need to go check yourself into a hospital and don't leave until you're normal. So, because that's just nuts. No, y'all more valuable than that. You have your whole life in front of you. I still have, like, I don't know how many years ahead of me, but whatever it is, I want to enjoy it. I want to be here for it. It sucks. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes you laugh. Sometimes you curse and scream. And you might even go over there and punch a wall. I don't know. Men should be doing that because that's what men do. But, y'all, it's not the end of the world, okay? It really isn't. Just be thankful for the moments you've got and really come together and work together to be a better family, because that's the most priceless thing you can ever have. And stop isolating family because you think you're better, because you're not. You're like, get it together. Stop yelling and going off on people. God bless America. I think one of my brothers is like a Karen. I don't know what that came from. I'm like, I was not expecting that. Oh, baby, you're so pretty with this big old hair. You know, like, something's wrong with you, dude. Go get some help. So anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Please share my videos. I know they're not always the best, but it's just the story of my life. And one day I'm hoping to be on here, and I'd like to see my brothers on here one day. That would be hilarious. Like, if they got their heads out of their clouds, they would. They'd be like, this is messed up. Like, we need to back our sister. This is nuts. Plus, she's Gucci, and at least I'm hot. I'm not ugly, and I'm smart. So, what can you... And I have one sister-in-law, me and her, like, for what? 10 years? Bite me. Some of us can just throw down great like that. Maybe you ought to take the chance to get to know me for who I really am, instead of judging me on the fact of what you hate you are. Or what you hate that you're running from. I'm not running from anything. That's my issue. I'm standing in the front of it and I'm staring it straight down. What about you? It takes a lot of balls to stare down stuff like this. So, and I don't even have balls. So, we'll talk about that. Anyway, I was going to make a funny joke. But anyway, I'm not going to do it. Y'all take care. Thank you. And thanks to all the businesses there. And man, really to the firefighters. I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys support me so much. Y'all are the best. Pennsylvania businesses have just astronomically been all over my stuff. And I am so thankful for them. Y'all are really bougie people. And you deserve to be recognized for more than what we see in the newspapers or the radios and the TVs now. That's all bad. We are allowed to change our legacy in Pennsylvania. We are allowed. You're allowed to change your legacy as a family. It's just making up your mind that day that, well, I may not like my dad being a drunk, but at least he's here. He could be on heroin. He could be in Evansburg prison. So check it out, Got to think about that kind of stuff. Stop being so self-centered and stop throwing that Bible at everybody, y'all. Because one day somebody's just going to reach up and just throw you. I don't recommend violence, by the way. This is just my personal views of... This is my personal views of why I see siblings as in loving brothers and sisters that are hanging out. And when you have as many brothers as I have, you just expect one of them to reach over and go, "Don't you dare talk to our sister like that." Excuse me, that's what I thought it was supposed to be. Maybe I'm redneck, but I'm okay with that. I'd rather be redneck than be confused if I have a vagina or a dick. You know what I mean? Okay, love y'all. I'm going to get off of here before I embarrass myself. Hope y'all are doing good. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. Thanks to the people that still send me gifts. I know, I'm working on it, but if you saw what I had going on all the time, you would be like, "Cherie, are you sleeping any, girl?" I'd be like, not sleeping around. Boom. Love y'all. Stay good. Be better. And remember, God is always watching. And he is freaking badass, okay? Remember that. And be better.